permissible activities, for example. So fund managers, investment advisors are required to provide investment avenues for their clients, but not offer them fixed return products. But we've seen too many of them, and that becomes something else. That's not investment business. That becomes banking or other forms of deposit taking. But this was allowed to go on. And why a regulated entity itself would want to change their business model away from a permissible activity to do it their own way, it beats my imagination. He talked about the co-mingling within the group, so that you have within the entity itself, so they're mixing client money with their own money. Again, a taboo of securities industry business, but that's not just it. Coming from a bank regulation standpoint, we've also seen a lot of cases where the same financial groups have affiliates in banking and capital markets activity, and you find commingling of monies across.
Somebody wrote and put it, it's the greedy person greeting the froster. So it's a question of, if you are too greedy and somebody is prepared to defraud you and you shake hands in a deal, that is the result of what we're saying. So yes, you can take that out. But when you look at the regulatory side, don't forget that we started from a history where there was one sole regulatory commissioner. That was the governor of the Bank of Ghana at that point in time. Now we have a full commission with all the complement of regulations, the law itself, even the law has been amended and beefed up. So we've made good progress, but it's still there. For example, if you talk about ministry policy affecting SEC and the rest, the country as a whole have had yo-yo in terms of macroeconomic stability, and it impacts what we can do as far as business is concerned. The minister talked about recent times that we've had consistent monthly inflation that is below the 10 digits. So people are used to that, and as a natural result, they're going for some of these 10% a month interest regime, which is really unreasonable and resulting to some of those things.
About equity investors, right, or UT. So let me talk about how we see this. We came out and said, at least government came out to say that they were protecting all deposits, right? But you're saying that we didn't hear anything about equity investors. And this is where financial literacy comes in, I believe. I hope that people are investing in shares, and you as investment advisors and broker dealers are helping them understand the risks that they're taking. In the case of UT Bank, for a number of years before it went down, it was not even published in its financial statement. Now, deposits are generally understood to be the most systemic part of a bank. So that if a bank fails, the first thing you want to do is to safeguard its deposits, because those are very systemic. And if you don't carefully ring-fence them and do something about them, if you have a deposit insurance scheme, the first thing you do is to pay out those claims, normally within 7 days. Investor clients of fund managers and all of them, in some countries enjoy investor protection schemes that don't pay for your market losses, because market-based losses are borne by investors. And that's why we shouldn't be seeing fund managers promising 50 returns. But investor protection schemes are there to protect against wrongdoing of investor enterprises, and premiums are paid every year by members of the scheme.
And so, to a large extent, we were taken by surprise at the time the decision was taken, knowing that we had gone forward threatening to, more or less, to delist the company because of the arrest of accounts. Only to be told by, yes, the arrest of accounts in terms of disclosure to the market. Only to be told that, hold on, we want to be coordinating with you, and therefore we're expecting that the coordination will also come at the same time, like the gentleman is talking about investors. I had the opportunity to place a phone call and speak to the finance minister, at least for catering for very retail investors. The answer to that was, yes, it was amenable, but they did not, as a country, want to set apart precedents, like the governor was saying.
Bank of Ghana has started, SEC is extremely high cost. But my challenge a little is, if someone is on the board of a company, a financial institution, how as if you have any way of determining the person's involvement in the collapse? For example, I serve on the board, I resign, I always tell people, a ship is sinking. I'm able to jump into the sea. So I didn't die with the sinking boat I was rescued. Am I still free to say that you are clean to go ahead and do something else? If not, what is the time I should have jumped? Which will qualify me as a clean person to go ahead. These are issues that I don't know how we are going to handle it. We don't also want to say, oh, he served on the board. And because 2 years ago, and now the board is saying, once he has served on the board, he must what? Be disqualified. How are we going to, that's from my own learning as a corporate governance guy who is interested in some of these things. How are we going to determine at what point in time should you say, even though you have left, you might have contributed to.
But in the meanwhile, you know that we've issued a corporate governance directive and really stress the role of board members, what we expect of them. At 9:30, he spells out what the role of directors are. We've also issued a fit and proper test directive, so that provides more clarity. But just to go to your point, it's not really a matter of when you jumped the ship, because jumping the ship in itself could be a problem sometimes. So it's more about what you did or didn't do before you jumped, and not so much that I jumped at point A and I should have found the exact time to jump. It's not about that. You could have jumped before the bank was closed, but you may still be out. But deal with the issues, and I think that some of the issues I mentioned, the licensing policy, and I think we've all said it here, there are too many institutions that have been licensed, and the market is only so big. So let's look again at licensing policy. How many more are we going to license? And for the ones we've already licensed, let's make sure they're doing the business they've been licensed to do, and one that they're operating in a way that makes them safe and sound, and that the risks they introduce to the larger system are mitigated. And when they do, that they're made to very quickly de-risk, very quickly clean up, so that you don't get to the point of failure. Because you could be in distress but not necessarily fail. But that's the function of very strong supervision and enforcement. And regulators should also do the work. But I want to also plead that the GSIA is in a unique position to really get your members to be doing the right thing. And that's where self-regulation comes in. Whether or not you're formally approved as an SRO, I think that it's really incumbent on you to come out with a code of ethics, a code of corporate governance that would really guide your industry and police each other. Back when I was, those days, a commissioner, not before now, if I wanted to know what was going on in the market, I would speak with DataBank, and they'll tell me what others are doing, and the others will tell me what DataBank was doing. Granted that there was a fewer number of institutions, but then you know what you do. You know what each other's doing. So who better to police you? So please take GSIA. I really want to impress upon the executives to take this seriously. A code of ethics, at least. A number of you are CFA charter holders, and you know just how important ethics are important to the industry. So please bring on board those practices. On the part of the regulators, we're working very hard on stronger cooperation, and we're going to be taking the regulators forum more seriously. There are too many cracks in the system, and there's a lot of regulatory arbitrage because operators are trying to find out, okay, where's the weakest link, and how can we operate there without being caught? And so the more we talk together, the better it is. And we're committed as Bank of Ghana to make it happen.
We're really grateful for coming.
So we think that the 2 million is a high enough hurdle, if you like, which would, if, in a sense, limit the new entrants that will come in. But let me add that apart from the minimum capital requirement, we have other requirements on liquidity, which is contained in one of the guidelines I mentioned, the financial resources, meaning that if you are going to be in the industry, you'll be required to maintain some kind of liquid capital. And then if you look at other things like a system you need to put in place for anti-money laundering, recently there's talk about cyber security, and if you look at all that, you realize that you need quite a bit of capital to have a shop that would effectively and efficiently serve the target market.
And I think you can engage the panelists during lunch and ask your individual questions. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Unfortunately, the lady has left.
Shows a lot for their interesting discussions.